walk in peace and rest. Hold thy path in quiet rest. There is a way that seemeth right, but the end is not. The house of the righteous shall stand in the fear of the Lord. His confidence, the way that is right, is steady and clear. The fear of the Lord brings quiet peace. A faithful heart walks secure. The way that is right remains. A wise heart seeks knowledge. The prudent looks well. The light of the just shines softly. In humble steps they walk. The way that is right is steady and clear. The fear of the Lord brings quiet peace. In gentle truth we stand. The way that is right remains steady and clear. These are the words of Solomon, given for wisdom and light, to know instruction, to walk in insight. With fear of the Lord is where we begin, quiet and low, deep within. The fear of the Lord, soft and slow, is the beginning where we grow. Hear and receive, let it stay. Walk in wisdom day by day. Hear, my son, the voice of truth. Forsake not the path given in youth. Bind it close, wear it near, like a crown, light and clear. The fear of the Lord, soft and slow, is the beginning where we grow. Keep it close, hold it tight, walk in wisdom, in gentle light. Softly now we begin to Every wise woman buildeth her house, but folly pulls it down. The simple believe every word, but the prudent look well in the fear of the Lord is strong confidence. trust, we walk secure. The wise seek peace, the upright stand in gentle steps. We live. A soft heart finds favor, but a proud heart falls. The house of the righteous shall stand. The path of life leads upward, away from the snare. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life. In quiet trust, we walk secure. The wise choose light, the humble rest in gentle steps. We live. Fountain of life, we live. My son, receive my words and hide my commands within. Incline thine ear to wisdom, apply thine heart. If thou seek her as silver and search as hidden treasure, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth comes light. Seek and find and rest. He layeth up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to them that walk. Then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. Then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord. He keepeth the paths of judgment. The upright shall dwell in the land. Seek and find and rest. Seek and find and rest.
Just a tiny bit. Okay, let's just go up in here and let's just drop us in a happy little sky. Just a quick little sky. Now when you're putting this liquid clear on, like we have on the bottom, use it very, very sparingly, because you can't see it. You have a tendency to put too much on. You need very, very little of it. Oh, son of a gun. One can of it might last you for years and years and years. There we go. Have a big old cloud up in the sky. So we'll just leave a spot open for it.
So quiet words.
Okay, we'll just blend that out a little. About like so.
A gentle tone.
Same old brush. I'll take some more phthalo blue, reach up here and grab a touch of the alizarin crimson. So we have phthalo blue and alizarin crimson. And just mix it on the brush. I'm just looking for sort of a lavender color. Maybe in our sky today there's a big old cloud. Let's use a corner of the brush. See, just tap you in the back of the cloud here, putting in some shadow. See, just drop them in wherever you want them. Maybe right on down. I don't know. You be the judge of where you want clouds to be. Maybe it comes right on down in here somewhere.
As charcoal to burning coal, so
Chainsaw
our
is too.
words of strife.
all we're doing is putting in some dark shapes, so when we put light on it, it'll stand out and sparkle for you. Let's bend this one over a little. There, see? Make it tilt over a little bit. You can just do anything you want to do with your cloud. Clean the brush here. Give it a shape. We're in business. Okay, I'm going to go right into titanium white. Still use O2 brush. What the heck? Now, when you're done this at home, maybe you want to use your fan brush to do it if you want very delicate little clouds, or a 1-inch brush, or you can get braid and just use this big solid, but it doesn't matter. There we go. Just put the rascal on there. One big fluffy cloud just lives out here, has a good time. Maybe. There. Okay. Just wherever you think they should be. Maybe there's a little bit of it that floats right over here. Wherever. Wherever. Look at that. See, a Spiegel brush will make beautiful clouds if you just give it a chance. But I'm using just the corner of the brush. There we are. Okay, we'll wash that rascal again. If you've painted with me before, you know I use odorless thinner to clean the brush. If you don't use odorless thinner, I guarantee you, you're going to be working alone, and you're going to be the most unpopular person in the house. Now, just use just the top corner of the brush. We'll begin mixing this, blending it. I'm going to beat the brush occasionally just to knock off excess paint that I pick up. There. Just begin blending it together. And by just beating the brush, you don't have to go through the whole cleaning procedure. Just give it a good hard womp there. Knock it a good one. Okay, now I'm going to fluff this cloud a little. Gotta make those little noises. There, just fluff it up. Like so. Give it another beat in the bang. There we are. So it looks like an A-bomb went off right there. So now if you ever want to paint a big explosion, big bomb, you know how to do it. We both learned something. There. Now very lightly. Very lightly. You just want to go right across that. And just blend it. Very softly. 3 hairs and some air. That's all it takes. Okay. Knock off that excess paint. Now then, as I mentioned earlier, there's a piece of masking tape across here. I have that on there only to give us a beautiful straight horizon line. So let's take that off. That's the fun part, is pulling that off. Now then, we can go up here and begin playing a little bit. I might take a clean, dry brush and put the least little touch of the liquid clear right up to the horizon. When you're using this clear, one of the neatest things, try this at home. Take clear and liquid white, mix it together in about equal proportions, and then put it on your canvas. Make some of the most beautiful effects you've ever seen. You'll like it. You will like it. Now, I'm going to take just a little liner brush, or filbert brush, I'm sorry. A little filbert brush here, put a little color on it. I like to sort of lay out a basic idea when I'm going to do little seascapes, because I want to keep the eye of this wave transparent. So come right up here and watch. Let's just go. There'll be our major wave. It'll come right along in there somewhere. And it'll curl over. Does that sort of help? Like so. And maybe we'll have some stones in here. I don't know. Somewhere in here we'll have some stones. See, it doesn't matter. You can just do anything that you want to do there. The only thing I'm worried about saving is this nice place where the eye of our wave will be. I want to keep that nice and clean and sparkly. Let's get a little bit of phthalo blue. Be right back. Grab some alizarin crimson, phthalo blue. Okay. Now then, just going to put a little touch of color right up in here. Maybe a touch more of the crimson. There, this is just background color. There we go. See, right up to the horizon. There. And roughly down to where we're going to have it. We're really not committed, so it's not a big deal. That's the only part I'm trying to say is right there. Rest of it, wherever. And right on over here somewhere. Okay, add a little phthalo green to my brush here. Maybe when it gets down in here, we're going to have a little touch of green. We'll add some black to that. Very dark. Black, phthalo blue, phthalo green. We let that blend right on up. Just looking for a super, super dark color. There we go. Something about like so.
Okay.
Now then, we'll grab another brush. Maybe there'll be a little sand over here. So I'm going to go into the Van Dyke Brown, little dark sea amethyst. Mix them up a little bit on the brush. Maybe just a little sand lives right over here in the corner. And all we're doing is just blocking the color. Add a little touch of yellow ochre to that. Little touch of yellow ochre as it gets down here. There. Just sort of let them blend together. No big deal right now. Once again, all we're doing is blocking in color. We can come back and do anything that we want to do. Okay, clean our brush. Give it a nice scrub. And beat the devil out of it. Okay, now we can start playing back here. Grab a fan brush, go into a little bit of white, and we can make our first big decision. Looking for some waves back here in the background. There's one. Just straight white, that's all it is. There's another one that lives right back in here. Just straight white. A little bit of white right along this major one. Now, all we want to do is gently blend this back. Allow it to pick up that color, this back area. Just blend it back. Okay, grab the next one and blend him back. Wipe all the excess paint off your brush and just use the paint that you have on the canvas and blend back. See what happens? It's these dark edges that are important, not the light ones. And you begin getting all those beautiful little wave shapes in there. And we can just put a little of the white on the brush here. And just put the indication of some little things that are happening way back in there. Zoom in, just make little wave shapes. Just here and there. Like so. Okay. Let's get a filbert here. Right in this area. I want to have some fun. So we'll take some straight titanium white, and to that I'm going to add the smallest little touch of cad yellow. Very little color in there. Load the bristles full of paint. Now let's go right up in here. And this is where the eye of the wave is going to be, or the transparency. Then just scrub it in. Get tough with it. Get tough with it. Really scrub it in. Now then we'll begin picking up some of this color. Just let it blend out darker and darker. All I have out on the brush, maybe some of it comes down in here. So let all kinds of little things just happen. Bring them sort of back and forth a little. Now we can wash that brush. Okay. Now we have a good dry 2-inch brush. I'm going to use just the top corner. And very lightly, make tiny little circles here. And we can begin blending all that together. Tiniest little circles. And just barely touching the canvas. And you just sort of wind it up. See there? And now we can begin creating some shape. Just pull those colors together. That's pretty already. Now shapes. There we go. Okay. Now we want that water to crash over. So I just take some white on the brush. And well, let's see here. Let me find another brush. I got 2 or 3 of them going here. Need a little more dark right in here. There we are. Gotta have plenty of dark in there so our light will show. Now we can take our... This is just titanium white. You want to grab it? Give it a pull. Let it curl over. Think about that wave crashing over the top there. Grab it. Helps to make those little noises. There you go. Okay. Well, maybe said there was going to be some stones. I'm going to take some. Well, let's go right here. Have some Van Dyke Brown Dark Sienna mixed together. And right here I'm going to mix up blue and alizarin crimson. Proportionally much more crimson. Take a little of each. And maybe our stone lives right up in here. And push it in very firmly. Now we're just going to start blending this together. All I'm doing is bending that knife. I have the small knife. Pushing very firmly and begin blending this together. Let it pick up some of this white. I want this to be very soft, very subdued. A little more white. And just blend. See what's happening? There's a lot of pressure. Really a lot of pressure. Wipe your knife continually. And just make it look so soft. Maybe this wave comes right in front of it. You need to make a big decision. Okay. We'll take a little blue, crimson, touch of white. Let's put let's go right in here. And let's start putting the foam in here. That's the fun part. Just think about that foam crashing and carrying on in there. Helps to make all these little noises. Okay, now we have to clean the brush. I'm just wiping on some paper towels here. back into. This is white with the least little touch of the cad yellow in it. Least little touch. Load a lot of color into the brush. Now then, let's start right up here. Let's give it a little upward push. Create that nice foam. There. Wipe your brush off in between loading, so you have nice fresh color on it. Let that foam just follow right around here. Think about how the water's going to crash and churn and carry on. All the little things that are going on. Water really gets having a good time out here. Now then, I'm wiping all the paint off the brush, and very gently, just going to blend these back together. Get all the paint off the brush that you can get off. Just rub it clean. Our 2-inch brush, and very lightly, once again, just blend that together. It comes out so soft and delicate looking. People never believe you done had a great big brush. I'm going to take the liner brush, go into some of that lavender here, and I want to strengthen this edge so it really stands out. There we go. Really strengthen it there. A little bit of that color on it. Begin putting some little things in the wave. These little things help show the shape. There. Okay, now let's go back to our small knife. Well, tell you what, let's have an opening between these stones. That always looks neat. So come right in here, and leave a few little things happening. We're not too worried about this. Most of us will be covered up, but maybe a little of it to show through. And we have a little bit of action going on back there. Need a little action. Go back into our lavender and brown mixture. Maybe come right up here. Maybe there's another stone. There he is. It's not a great deal of color on here. Not a great deal of color. Really push firmly. There, just really push it in. Begin shaping your rocks. Take off all that excess paint. Just all types of little beautiful things happening there. And you have unlimited time, and you can just make layer after layer, beautiful stone after beautiful stone in here. But this little knife is really ideal for this. Okay, maybe in our world here, there's a little touch of highlight that just zings right on down on that rock. There it is. See there? Now then, just grab the edges of that, maybe and blend it back a little. It's a mean looking rock, isn't it? Take a little touch of blue and white, and let's just put a little of that right in here. There. Okay. A little bit of straight white. And just by making these little circles here, you create all kinds of foam mist that's building and churning down here. Look at that. And you can do it. You can do it. Firm pressure. Bend in that knife. Bend it. You can do entire seascapes with this little knife. It's very, very good for seascapes. Okay. Let me find my old fan brush again. Maybe there's right in here. There's another little dewart lid right there. Wherever you want it. Put a little trough right there. Just very gently blend together. This liquid clear is fantastic for seascapes. It's one of the nicest things I ever invented. It works so well. See that? How that just, there's a trough right in there though that flows for you. Okay. There, just lost the knife for a second. Maybe there's another stone right here. And as I say, in your world, you put as many or as few stones as you want. So just a little bit of brown, a little bit of lavender color. We just let it churn and mist right in there. Isn't that pretty though, the way that just comes together? And we take a least little touch of yellow ochre. Least little touch, a little bit of white. Maybe let's just come right out in here and sort of define this stone a little bit. See that? Such a small amount of the ochre in there. It really doesn't even look like ochre. A little touch of the blue.
To do justice and judgment is better than sacrifice. The Lord weighs the heart and sees within a quiet hand.
Wipe your knife continually. Get off any excess paint. And just just blend all this together. Shoot, let's have a big rock right here. I'm getting so carried away. I need something to cover up this big opening here. We'll just take some Van Dyke Brown here. Let's just bring him right off the canvas. What the heck? Maybe he comes right there. Where? Comes right down in front. And just fill this in. Scrape off all the excess paint. All the excess paint. Just really get in there. Pull all of it out that you can. Okay, then with a little knife, I just want to blend all this together. Over here, I'm going to add a little bit of the phthalo blue and white. Act as a nice shadow color. Maybe there's a touch right in here. A little highlight. And you're continually wiping the knife. There we go. Now let's have some fun. Maybe, in our world, maybe the old water line here comes right. Push very firmly. Firmly. Like so. Just blend that back. See, it's unbelievable what you can do with a knife. You can really, truly spend some time learning this son of a gun. Make friends with it. Make it your good friend. Because it will do things that you could not believe. Create the illusion of a little mist here. Maybe there's another little ripple right up here on the shore a little bit. There. Okay. Now then, we need some little fun things in here. Maybe in here we have just all kinds of little foam things living here. There we go. And you can blend these until they any degree of lightness, softness, harshness that you want. You can make it very, very soft. Now, take a little pink thinner, a little phthalo blue and white. Let's go back in here and begin putting in just some little wave indications. And you can put in all kinds of these to really make your painting stand out. Just all kinds of them. If you come across here, and think where the light's coming. If you have a little bright spot here, maybe this right in here, it's a little bit brighter. Let them just shine. See, maybe right around here. Okay, here's some. They come right on around. Look at that. See, this gives shape and form to your wave. There. There we go. Just let your hand wiggle and jiggle, carry on. This is where if you have a little nervous twitch, you're ahead of the game. Boy, you've got something going. Take advantage of it. Here comes one. Yep, you're right. Just let them go. There. But these things, as I say, this is what adds the little details that are so fantastic. And if you're out selling paintings, for example, this is what will make your painting stand out over everybody else's that's around. So spend some time and do some of these little things and enjoy it. It's a fun part of it. Maybe even in here, a few little gutters over in here. Something like so. There's no end to this. The seascapes should not be hard. They shouldn't be a big mystery. I think we've come up with some ways here to do some seascapes that even if you've never painted them before, you'll have very, very good success. I'm going to sign this one, take a little red, and we'll call it done. I hope you've enjoyed it. Show you how to use the liquid clear, and how in just a few minutes you can do a fantastic little seascape. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, God bless, and I'll see you next time.
Quiet and true, better than gold.
Hi, how you doing today? I'm certainly glad to see you. I thought today we'd do something that's a little bit different, so let me tell you what I've already done up here on the canvas. This is a black canvas. Now it's just covered with black gesso and allowed to dry. Then I've taken and covered the top half of this black canvas with liquid white. And down here, we have layers. Oh, I put some Prussian blue with some yellow ochre in it, some phthalo blue, and right down in here, a little bit of brown. I thought we'd do a little seascape today. So just blues and a little brown here on the corner. Maybe have a little land showing right here. So let's have them graphically put all the colors on the screen that you need to paint along with me, and they'll come across in the same order that I have them on the palette. While they're doing that, let's go on up here and get started. And I thought today we'd start off with a small amount of phthalo blue, just a little tiny bit. Into the phthalo blue, we'll reach right down here and grab a touch of bright red and just add it. There we go, a little bit more. Phthalo blue and bright red. Okay, let's go right up here. Maybe we'll have a big cloud in the sky. So just use little crisscross strokes. Just laying something about like so. See, I didn't overmix the color, so you have all kinds of little things happening in there. I'm gonna have a big cloud. Maybe he lives right in there, so I'll just leave that space open for the time being. Sort of decide where your cloud's gonna live. You don't have to worry about him. Just leave that space open. Okay, yeah, we can just sort of blend that out and smooth it a little bit. That way you have a very effective little sky. Okay, now then, same old dirty brush. I'm gonna go into midnight black and back into the bright red. So I have midnight black and bright red. Just mix it right on the brush. Okay, let's go right in here. Now let's put some shadows in this big cloud up here. Here we go. Just use the corner of the brush and just drop in some happy little shadows. Comes right down into there. Let it come right down to the dark. You don't care if it hits that dark and picks up a little of that color. Just the corner of the brush, little circles. Just little circles. There we go. Okay, I'll wash this brush. We wash our brushes with odorless thinner. There's a screen in the bottom of the can brush. Scrub the brush again, shake off the excess. Then you redecorate your room in just a heartbeat. Now then, let's go into titanium white. Pull the brush through the paint. Get a lot of paint first. Okay, let's go right up here. Now this big fluffy cloud just lives right here. Floats around the sky. Has a good time. Right here. Big son of a gun. He's a healthy cloud. Big healthy cloud. We're letting it get smaller and smaller and smaller back through there. Okay. There we go. Don't kill all your dark. Leave some of that dark in there. Alright. I have several brushes going, so I don't have to wash them all the time. So I'll take a clean brush and I'm gonna let's blend that a little bit. Just a little. Just sort of stir it up. Don't overdo it. Just enough to sort of bring it together. Then very lightly fluff it. Look at that. Look at there. And then just gently blend it. And that brings it all together. Isn't that easy? Okay. Yeah, but sometimes when you're doing seascapes, you'll find it a little bit easier if you just take a brush and sort of sketch in a little tiny bit so you have an idea where things are going to be. And I think when you first start seascapes, you'll find this really and truly helps you. So the only thing I really worry about here is having I want a big wave in this one. It comes over, poosh, crashes, and maybe it goes way over like that. So that'll be our guide. But you can tell why I paint. I've never mastered drawing. There we go. And that's really about all we need. Okay. Now we take a fan brush with just titanium white and load that brush full of paint, a lot of paint. Let's go right up here. Start back here, and I'm just going to barely just let it graze the canvas. Now see, already it's picking up all those little colors. Just let it barely touch it, barely graze it. Just like so. Okay, maybe right along in here. Watch here, watch here. Uh-oh, look at all that. Just, now what you're interested in is the dark here, not the light. Now very lightly, we'll just pull that back. Just pull it back. Pull it back. Pull it back. That easy. Okay, I'll add some more white to the brush and go right in here and do that. Just like so. Follow that contour, that big wave that you're going to have. And then once again. See there? Now all that'll begin making sense. This is one of the nicest, easiest little ways that I've ever seen, though, to create seascapes. Big, churning, splashing waves. And maybe back here in the distance somewhere there's some big headlands, big rocks. We'll take some crimson and some phthalo blue. I'll reach over here and grab some white. We're looking for a lavender color. About like that, right there. Very good. Okay, let's go right up here. Now then, you have to make a big decision. Where does this headland live? He lives right there. Well, he certainly does now. It's a big son of a gun. He's right over here in front of your cloud. All we're doing here is just applying color. just, all we're looking for is just the nice basic outside shape. We could care less what's going on inside here. Just the edges. Just take this old fan brush and get mean with it. Really scrunch it in there. Don't know if that's a word or not, but I certainly know what I'm saying. Now then, you take this brush and begin pulling it. Because this is wet, it'll move on there. There we go. See, and it gets lighter, lighter, lighter as it works down. Now, just by changing brush strokes here, you can create the illusion of all kinds of little things happening. So we don't want a lot of detail. This is too far away. Too far away. So just take the brush, create all kinds of little things. Like so, okay? Isn't that nice and easy? Told you you'd like that. Let's tell you what. We're going to use the same colors, only with less white in it. So we have alizarin crimson and phthalo blue. Alizarin crimson, phthalo blue. Proportionately, well, it's hard to say. Proportionately, you need much more crimson than blue. Okay, I'm going to have another little headland, and he lives, yep, right there. Look at that. See how easy it is? You can just make layer after layer after layer. And it really helps create the illusion of distance in your seascape. All right. Now, once again, with the 2-inch brush, pull that down. Watch here. Let me show you something. Same color. You can come right back in here because there's a little misty area in there, and you can create another one. Now, son of a gun, you can do all that easy. Now then, just with some brush strokes, let some little things happen in here. People think you work for months to do that, and don't tell them any different. Don't tell them any different. There we go. Soften that. Now then, we go back to our fan brush that has the white on it, and we can come right in here. See, and begin create all kinds of beautiful little things. Just let all that happen. There. Okay. Now we want a big crashing wave here that's churning over. Watch. See there? There it is. Look at that. That easy. That easy. Maybe up here. And don't make it just straight across. Water breaks and it churns and it has fun. There's some violence going on in here. Or maybe even violence. That's what happens when you get home late. There. That easy. You created the basic wave shape, just like that. Now then, I'm going to take a bristle filbert. This is a number 6 bristle filbert. And I'll go right back into this lavender color. And let's start right in here. And we're going to have some nice churning, some splashing, crashing going on. And all we're doing here is just throwing in some shadows. Just throwing it. There it goes. Look. Push that brush. Really work that color in there. Okay, now the one thing that everybody likes in seascapes is that big transparent eye. The part right in here where the light shines through. We'll make that. I'm going to take some titanium white and the least little touch of cad yellow. Least little touch. Almost looks white still. Just fill the brush full. A lot of paint. See, a lot of paint in that brush. Okay, let's go up here. If your eye is going to be right here, then just scrub this in. And you can do this several times to get the desired lightness. And maybe a little bit right along the top. Like that. You can wipe off that brush, clean it good. Really get it dry. And go right back into that very, very light yellow color. And add it in there again. You can do this over and over. Once again, until you get the lightness that you want in your painting. Okay. Now then, we'll take that clean, dry 2-inch brush, and I want to come right in this eye and soften it very lightly, so you can bring all that together. Now we can begin creating the shape. Pull that. This is when you begin forming your wave. Okay, maybe right along in here we'll add a little bit more light and begin letting it just sort of drift downward. A little bit right in there. Watch. Now we'll take this brush, grab it. See? These black canvases are fantastic for seascapes. Personally, I'd rather do the seascapes on black canvas than I have done on white because your black, your dark area is already there. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a liner brush and go right into this color. This was the titanium white with the least little touch of cad yellow. Okay, let's go back up here. glimmers. This is what makes it pretty. Just let that bounce right along the top, right along these waves. Look at there. See? And let it go back.
Every wise
Right along in here.
buildeth
There
her
it is.
house,
Pull it back a little bit.
but folly pulls
This is
it
just that
down.
light color with paint thinner.
The simple believe
Look at that. All
every
kinds of things happening.
but the prudent look well in the fear of the
And a
Lord.
few little things that sort of
His
climb up these little
strong
swells in the back.
confidence, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of
And
light.
we'll take a little
In
phthalo
quiet
blue,
trust, we
and
walk secure.
some white,
The wise
paint
seek
thinner.
peace,
just a very
the
light blue
upright
color.
stand in
And
gentle
we'll go into some of the other areas here. See? And just do the same thing. Put some of these little things in here. You can begin creating all kinds of happy little things. All right, there's some up in here. See? And just sort of let them drift off to nothing in the background.
A
These are a lot
soft
of fun
heart
to do.
finds favor,
And I think you'll find them quite simple.
but a proud heart
Quite simple.
falls.
They work very well. All
The
right.
house of the
Okay, let's take-
righteous shall
take-
stand.
I'm
The
going to go right
path
up in
of
here. We'll just use
life
this
leads
little
upward,
filbert brush. And we'll begin working on
away
some
from the
little
snare.
foam things that are climbing right up the edge here.
Lord is a fountain of
There we go.
light. In quiet trust,
This
we
is where you
walk
can create all
secure.
kinds of nice little foam
The
patterns.
wise choose light.
Just like so.
The humble rest in gentle steps.
Okay. Now then, let's clean off this brush. Wipe it good. I'm just wiping these brushes on a paper towel. So it's very simple. Now then, let's go into, this is white, titanium white, with the least little touch of the cad yellow. Least little touch. Can't say that enough times. All right, let's go back up here. And let's begin putting in some sparkle on this foam. The brush is sort of tilted to the side and pushed upward so that bright area hits up here. See it? See? And when you begin running out of paint, turn the brush over. There's a whole other side. And here it's crashing up. Oh, I ran out of paint. I got excited. I ran out of paint. There we go. Look at that. It's splashing all up here against these rocks and carrying on. Wipe your brush off. Clean it. Try to keep that color as nice and pure as you can.
If thou seek her
Okay,
as
right up in here. Push it.
and
Make
search
little
his
sounds.
hidden
Think about being at the ocean. Look at that.
then
Oh,
shalt thou
churning,
understand
splashing. It's a lot of
the
power in
fear
here.
of the Lord
Tremendous amount of power.
and find the
Okay, right,
knowledge of God.
You wipe off the excess paint. Now come back in here with a brush that's quite dry and
Out
has
of
no
his
paint.
mouth
It's a
comes
clean brush. And just begin blending these areas together using little circular strokes. Little circular strokes, tiny little circles. There you go. See there? Now then, let me clean the brush.
He layeth up a sound
You know, I must have cleaned 100,000 brushes and it's still fun. Now with a clean dry brush, I'm going to go right in here and very gently, we're just going to mix this up, just stir it a little bit. See there, look at that. Brings all that together. Just right on around. Don't let this get too bright. The only part you want to be really bright is what's out in the sun. Okay, now we need something for that to be crashing against. Tell you what, let's go right into some Van Dyke brown here. Pull it out very flat, like so. Cut across it so you have that roll of paint right down on the edge of the knife. Okay, let's go up here. Now this is crashing right in here, so we need a big stone that lives. There it is. Look at that big old stone. He's living here. Waves are just about to beat him to death. There we go. This is nice. This is nice. This would be a good place to do some surf fishing. You can catch a big old fish that lives out there in the ocean. My mother would like it. She's quite a fisherman. She came to Alaska and spent some time with me and took her out and she caught a big salmon. Okay, this is a little dark sienna and Van Dyke brown. I want this to be quite dark still.
Answer
Unless
not
we sort of
fool,
form the rocks. Just
according to his folly,
there, but still quite
lest
dark.
thou be like him.
Quite dark.
A
Yeah, we'll take a fan
faithful
brush.
spirit,
I'm gonna go into
keep silence.
a little liquid white,
Where no
titanium
word
white,
is, the fire goes out.
phthalo
So
blue.
quiet
I
word,
want this to be a little thinner
turn wrath
than the paint that's already on the
away.
canvas. That's why I dipped it into the liquid white
A
first.
gentle
Okay, now let's
tone
go right up here.
brings peace.
Now with this color, you
strife
can
grows
just
loud,
quickly
but
hear
quiet
the indication
stays.
of the
He
water
that keeps his lips
just running right off
keeps
this
his
rock.
soul.
Now if you paint,
He that
in one
rules
stick,
his spirit
you
is
can add a little
strong.
paint thinner, a little more of the liquid
In
white.
quiet wisdom,
Look at there.
rest.
And at home, when you have a lot of time, you can sit and really put a lot of these in. I just want to show you how right now. You can just go crazy. All kinds of beautiful little things. Okay, let's go right in here and begin laying in all kinds of little doers.
As
Right up
charcoal
to the rocks.
to burning coal,
Leave some of these
so
dark
are
areas showing.
words of strife.
Make it look like little foam things happening.
The words of the talebearer go
cover it all.
deep within.
This is phthalo blue,
But he that
titanium white.
covers a
Just
matter
picking up that dark color
seeks
that's already there.
light. A soft answer calms the heart.
And see,
The
leave some of
righteous
these dark
way
areas.
is still.
Worry about
A gentle tone brings
Create all kinds
peace
of
where
little shapes.
there's
See,
no
going right up the
whisper.
side there.
Strife fades. He that
Leave little
guards
holes
his
in it.
mouth walks safely in steady
Is
grace.
that giving you the feeling of the ocean yet?
Remain in quiet
See,
wisdom.
see how that makes it look like it's swirled? Don't keep leaving it.
Rest
Hit
a
it. Get away
gentle
from it.
touch
Hit it. Get away from it. There.
and rest.
All kinds of little things. Now, maybe in here we're going to have some sand and we want it to look wet. So, take a little white. I'm going to just sort of pull this. Now, we put color on the canvas already here. Now then, directly into here. Pull straight down. A little color. Straight down like that.
The
then lightly
Proverbs
come
of
across.
Solomon. The
Add
wise
a
son
loose little touch
maketh
of
a
dark
glad
sienna to that. Give it
father,
a little more.
but a
dirt feeling,
foolish son is
like that.
heaviness.
See there?
Treasures of
Pull it down
wickedness
And
profit
go across,
nothing,
just like we're making reflections on a lake.
but righteousness
Easy.
delivereth from death.
Now, take the paint thinner,
The
and go right into my blue color.
of
Maybe there's a
the
little
Lord,
ripple. It lives.
it
Yep,
maketh
right there.
rich,
See? And pull back
and
some
he
little lines. These should
addeth
be
no
basically straight.
sorrow with it.
There we go. That'll
The
give it.
blessing
Just make it look like
of
water
the
there.
Lord, quiet
Go into a little bit of the
and
lavender
sure,
color. Right underneath
resting
this here.
soft
Just make a little line, a little dark line. And that'll help
The Lord will not
make it look like it's sort of
suffer
standing up a little.
the
little line is
soul
very
of the righteous to famish.
There we go.
The memory of the just is blessed,
Still
but
have
the
that lavender color on my liner
name
brush.
of the
Just put some
wicked
little
shall fade
things in here. Now you can
in
just
the
put all
lips
kinds
of
of little,
him that
little
hath
things that are happening.
understanding.
Like so.
Wisdom
Wherever you
is
want 'em.
found, the blessing of the
Okay, tell you what.
Lord, it maketh
There's a nice
rich,
area over here. Let's put another happy stone.
and he
Use the
addeth
Van Dyke
no
brown again.
sorrow
Pull it out very
with
flat.
it.
Add a little roll of paint. And maybe the stone.
Wisdom
Yeah,
and
right there.
gentle
You can do
words,
that, couldn't
light for the path,
And your seascape.
steady
Decide where
as
you want stones to live. Put them wherever you want them.
sun.
Wherever you want. This is Van Dyke brown. A little bit of a dark sienna. And it comes right on off the canvas there. There we go. Just let these things happen. Then we'll take a little yellow ochre, a little dark sienna, a little Van Dyke brown. Mix them very loose. Cut off a little roll of paint.
He that walketh
Now there.
uprightly
By loose, I mean don't overmix them.
walketh surely.
See, that way you get all these
The
beautiful things. They
mother,
happen.
the righteous is a
happen
well of
automatically. You don't have to worry
life.
about
Love
Shoot, spend your time
covers
that you're going to thinking about composition.
and
It's nice when you don't have to think about
peace remains.
how to load that knife, and you can spend all your thinking time just thinking about your composition. That's when you really experience the
And
joy
he
of painting.
addeth no sorrow.
Add a little bit of water right around the splits here.
Quiet joy in simple days,
I'm going to take a little more of that phthalo
like
blue and
spring
white,
drawing near.
and let's have a little bit of water maybe just dripping right off this rock. Here comes some. Look at that. And you can really work on the shaping of rocks doing this. Make all kinds of beautiful little things. It just goes on and on and on. There. Now that paint thinner, I want to go back in here and I want to begin adding just some little details. Look at that. See, all these things really, really help your painting. All these little details. Spend some time. You know, they yell and
The
scream
way
at me
of
here
the
if I go over 30
righteous.
minutes.
Easy
home?
and bright,
You can do anything.
a gentle word spoken,
Anything.
soft
Well, almost
in the light, truth in your heart, calm in the day.
And down in here, you can
Wisdom walks
put all kinds of little.
quietly. The step,
little foamy patterns all
drawing near,
little things.
gentle speech,
You
kind
can put a
and
little
slow,
sandpiper or two in here.
walking away, let it flow.
Look at that. There. I think that'll show you how to do a pretty nice little seascape. I think you'll like doing that one. Let's sign this one. I'll dip right into a liquid clear. Use a liner brush. And we'll sign it right here. Sincerely, hope you've enjoyed this seascape. If you can do this one, you can do a million.
The
Spend
faithful
some time,
mouth brings
devote a little
healing,
time to practice,
the steady
and you
hand
too can
brings
experience the
rest.
joy of painting. From
The
all of us
thoughts of
here,
the
happy painting.
upright stay
God bless.
right, mercy remains soft and light. The path is
Hi,
light.
welcome back. Certainly glad you could join us today. I thought today maybe we'd do a very nice little seascape. I've got a lot of letters from people asking me for a simple little seascape that anyone can do. So I thought we'd do that today. Let's start out and run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with us. While they're doing that, let me show you what I've got done up here. For this, I have my standard old canvas. I use an 18 by 24 inch pre-stretched double prime canvas, but you use whatever size you want. I took a piece of contact paper and cut an oval out. Now, to cut the oval out, you can use something like an X-Acto knife or a pair of scissors. It doesn't matter. I stuck the oval onto the canvas, covered the inside with black gesso. Just totally covered it with black gesso. Allowed that to dry completely. Now on top of that, on the sky up here, I've taken Prussian blue and black. I think I'll make a stormy looking sea today, so I want something very dark and very moody. Just Prussian blue and black and covered the entire top. On the bottom, I've used a little bit of black, sap green, and Prussian blue.
Wisdom
So
hath built
on the
a
bottom, I just put a little bit of sap green. Otherwise, it's the same as the top. So you can do the whole thing, add a little sap green at the bottom, just to give it a little watery feel. And with that, let's just start off and have some fun. Take off today with the old 2-inch brush and a little bit, just a small amount of titanium white. We don't need much paint. Not much, just a little. Just old titanium white. And let's go right up in here. And now with that, let's just put in some basic little cloud things that are happening up here. And I'm just using the corner of the brush and just making like little X's. Just sort of let the brush play and just have fun up here. See, it takes very little paint though, very little, because we have the color underneath. When you touch it with white, that color comes alive. Just absolutely comes alive. There. And we just sort of have to think and make up in our mind where does our big old clouds live? These are big old fluffy, big old tough clouds, storm clouds maybe. And we'll just sort of dance them in here and there and here, wherever you think they should be. There. Very, very easy to do this. Very easy. Maybe there's another big old cloud that lives right here. You can tap in a few. Use just the corner making X's. Anyway, that you sort of get an effect that you're looking for. There. Then we're going to come back and we're going to blend all these. So even these areas that are very dark will end up with a little bit of paint in them. This black canvases are so fantastic because it allows you to make effects that, they're almost unreal and they're easy to do. Very easy to do. There we go. Maybe a little color right in here. Man, and let me wash the old brush. If you've painted with me before. You know, that's really the fun part of this whole technique, is just washing the brush. So we'll scrub the old brush with odorless paint thinner. Shake off the excess. And just beat the devil out of it. Now, be sure your brush is as dry as you can get it. And then we can go up here and very lightly just begin blending this. Now you can blend it to any degree of darkness that you want. In other words, the more that you blend it, it's going to mix with the color that's already on the canvas, and it'll get darker and darker and darker. And you can always go back and add a little more of the white, and we may do that just to highlight some of the clouds. So don't worry about it. As you know, we don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents sometimes. And by that, we just mean that very soon you begin to be able to work with anything that happens. Anything that happens, and you can turn it into something that's exciting and wonderful. There's nothing bad that happens on this canvas. The absolute worst thing that could happen is that you take the paint off that you put on, reuse the canvas, and do the painting over. But even then, you've still learned. And any time that you learn from practice, it's not wasted. All right, I'll just use the same old brush. I'm gonna add a little more white. I think we're gonna brighten up our clouds a little. And as I say, in your world, you make them as bright or as dull as you want. It's up to you. Up to you, depending on the mood that you want. There, just the corner of the brush and just little tiny things like that. See there? For the purposes of TV, I think maybe we'll make them a little bit brighter so you can see them better. But maybe when you do yours, you just want very quiet little gentle clouds. I have several brushes. I'm gonna grab another one that's nice and clean and dry, so I can just blend that out a little. There we go. Maybe. Yep, you're right. We'll do this one here a little bit too. This is one of the simplest, easiest ways I have ever found thunderstorms sometimes, especially in the summer. There's a period there where almost every day we have a fantastic thunderstorm. I sort of like them because it has a beautiful sound to it. And when it's over, everything is clean and fresh and beautiful again. It's like God sort of washes the whole landscape. There. Okay. With that easy, we have a pretty nice little sky. Some nice clouds, no problem at all. And as I say, even if you've never painted, this is one that you can do. Now here, I have just a piece of old masking tape because it helps me have a nice straight line across there. That's the only reason I have it on there. So we'll just take it off, and we have a very straight horizon now. And with that, we can begin to really play. Let me wash the brush. It's been a while. Just like to wash it. There we go. We're in business now. Now then, where we had that piece of tape, might need to add just a little bit of color. So we'll take a little sap green, a little black and blue. And we'll just bring that color right up there, something like that. I know you probably can't see that, because I can't either. But we know now that there's paint all the way up to that line. All right, now, let's use the old filbert brush a little bit. Put a little bit of titanium white on it. And let's just sort of lay out our basic wave shape. This is one of the easiest ways that I've ever found to sort of lay out your wave so you know where it's going to go. Just take a little paint, because it doesn't matter. Anything you don't like, you can just wipe it out and lay out a basic wave shape. Here, your wave comes over like that. Goes off. And back in here. Back in here. Another wave, wherever you want. And back in here, we'll just have little ones. So, and that wave will crash over in that direction. Does that help? We just sort of put a little line there so it helps you see how the water's going to go. But that easy. Now then, wash the old filbert brush up. I'm going to grab, maybe today I'll use a number 3 fan brush. Sometimes I'll use a 3, sometimes a 6, whatever happens to be the 2. Doesn't matter. Now then, a little bit of white paint on it. Pick up a little touch of blue and put it there. There. All right. Now then, let's start way back in here and just touch. And let me exaggerate. I'm doing a rocking motion. Think about water. Do-do, do-do, do, like that. Now I'm really exaggerating because I'm doing it very small. Something about like so. See there? And automatically, that'll begin to create the illusion of little things that are happening back there. All right. Now this is going to be our wave. Just take and go zoop. Right across like that. There. While we have paint on the brush, we'll bring this right on down. Over. Like that. All right. Now then, wipe all the excess paint you can get off the brush. Or you can even wash it and start with a fresh brush. Now then, I want to take this color that we put right on the edge here and begin blending it back very gently, very lightly. Just begin blending it back. Trying to preserve a dark area right in there. Just trying to preserve that. That's a good thing. See there? And those dark areas will end up being your waves. There they come. Something about like that. And we'll come back with a liner brush and we'll put all kinds of little details in there. But this is just an extremely, extremely simple way of making a very effective little wave. Very effective. Because seascapes sometimes can give you a little problem or two. They're not the easiest thing in the world to paint. So we try to simplify it to where anybody can do it. Even on your first attempt. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white, just mix it on the filbert brush right there. Like that. Okay, let's go up in here. Now, everybody likes to have this wave where the light's coming through. Some people call that the eye of the wave. So we'll take this and scrub it in. Just really get in there and scrub it in. Just really work it. Let it just get darker and darker as it works out like that. Okay, that's really not all there is to it. And you can make this as bright as you want it, the same as you did the clouds, by just cleaning the brush, going back and adding more and more color. Now then, we'll take a very clean, dry brush, and using just the tippy top bristles, I'm just going to wiggle it. I'm really wiggling the handle more than I am the bristles. See, the handle's going around, but the bristles stay right there. Can you see that good? There. And that's all we're doing. And you can turn this into, it's so smooth, it's almost unbelievable. And then just work outward. Outward. There. I don't want this to get too bright. And this particular painting, because in my world, I think this is sort of like a storm coming. It's getting pretty rough out here. So there wouldn't be a great deal of light coming through here. But if you want to have more, please feel free to do it. We're not trying to teach you to copy here. We're only trying to teach you a technique and turn you loose on the world. Because Because as I've said before, we all see nature through different eyes, and we all have different interpretations of what things look like. And that may truly be the joy of painting, is that you do your thing. You paint your world the way that you see it and the way that you want it on canvas. There, because art is a very, very individual thing. We all have different ideas of what we want. And they're all good. There's no good or bad. It's just, does it make you happy? I had still number 3 fan brush. It was handy and dirty. I loaded it with a white paint. Now this is the fun part. Let's think about the water just crashing over. Make little sounds. Just make little sounds. Say, there. There it comes. Just think about how it crashes over. This old wave has traveled a long way. And it finally got here at the shore. And now it's crashing over. It's going to create a lot of foam. Makes a beautiful sound. Beautiful sound. There. Something about like that is all we need for now. And we'll take a filbert brush. We'll take a little bit of blanche, a little bit of the Prussian blue, and a touch of white. There we go. So I'm making sort of a, put some alizarin crimson there too. I want that to be more of a, ooh, that's nice, more of a lavender type color. But lavender to the blue side. Okay, let's go up in here. Now then, we'll take this brush, and let's put the shadow. Putting the shadow in first for the foam. There it comes. Oh, water's turning and crashing and churning. And, boy, it's just having a ball back here. There. All right. I have 2 filbert brushes going here, so I can sort of work back and forth without having to stop and clean them each time. They're not as much fun to clean as the big brushes, so we'll have a couple of them. Something about like that. Now then, we can go right up to the top of that shadow, and we can put the indication in here of some nice foam. Each time you load the brush, wipe it off, get it nice and clean, or at least wipe off the excess paint. Then go back and reload it. There, wiping it, a little bit more paint, and we come back with fresh paint, and just keep right on splashing here. Just sort of tapers off into that thing. Shoot, oh, look at that. Maybe back in here, some little splashes that are happening. This is pretty rough water, so we need some little doers that are going on back in here. Who knows? Maybe there's even a little bit in here. Not as much, not as strong, because we want the center of interest to still be in here. There. Now, good dry 2-inch brush, or you could use a 1-inch brush for this if you're a little more comfortable with it. Makes no difference. And once again, we want to blend this together. So it's as soft as silk. Just like so. There. Something about like it. And I beat the brush just to knock off excess paint. And sometimes in our world, take a little Van Dyke brown, a little bit of the dark sienna, maybe even a little black, mix them together. Maybe in our world, way back in the background, let's go up here. Maybe there's a little headland up here. You know, just a little projection of land that comes out into the water. Something about like so. It's very dark, it's very far away. But we can still make it out back here. We'll take a little bit of white and put in there to make a little highlight. Same color, I'm just adding a little white to it. So here and there we can see just a little indication of things that are going on. There. Like that. Now we have to wash the old brush. Go back to our white paint. Pick up a little, and I'm going to just splash a little water right up here on this headland. There, something about like so. Maybe you could even see a little here and there. See, it's really splashing right there. Maybe there's some big rocks in the water. We don't know. Just makes it very interesting and very pretty. Now then, going back to the old filbert. I like the old filbert today. Doesn't matter if you use anything. And we can begin putting in the indication here of all kinds of little foam patterns. And this water's churning pretty hard here, so we're going to have a lot of little things that are going on. There. Now this is where you really bring your little seascape together. All these little things that are happening. There we go. So I say this is a very, very simple little seascape. This is what I'd recommend when you first start. And as you work on your pottery, you can do seascapes that, my gosh, you won't even believe. But this is a good way to get started, to get a feel for it. Just to get a feel for it. There we go. We have so many fantastic people all over the country that are painting scenes that they never believed possible. And maybe more interesting is their family and friends didn't believe they could ever do it. That's a nice one. I've got letters from young friends' mothers that said, my son or daughter is painting, and they're doing paintings that I can't hardly believe, and they've never had any lessons other than watching the show on television. And from that, they become very interested in art and begin to experience a little success. And as you probably know, nothing in the world breeds success like success. So if you have a few good experiences with painting, then you sort of get hooked on it. So try these paintings that aren't too difficult at first. Become comfortable with them. And then, as you become comfortable, go into more difficult things. I've taken a little bit of paint thinner, mixed it with some titanium white, and a little bit of Prussian blue, and a liner brush. Very thin paint. Fill the bristles full. Let's go up in here. Now we can come back and begin putting the icing on the cake. You can just put all these little things in here. This is what gives your painting character. It looks like a lot of detail in it. And if you have time, you can sit and do this and make all kinds of gorgeous effects. Gorgeous, gorgeous effects. And this is really what will make your seascape special. Very, very special. There. So there, just little things that are happening where the water's splashing and playing and having fun. But we're using that same stroke, sort of a rocking stroke. Now you have sort of a weird angle here, and it looks a little strange. But it'll look right for you. By the weird angle, I mean the camera gives it a little angle. This looks a little higher than it really is. All right. And we can bring things all down through here and put details in the water. There. As you paint more and more seascapes, spend more time studying foam patterns. That may be the hardest part of painting seascapes. These little foam patterns here are what make or break a seascape. These are just dropped in very easily. But as you paint more, you'll want to put more and more detail into it. There we go. You can get carried away with this and just make some of the most gorgeous scenes.
The path of the just, walking his way.
Maybe something about like that. Sometimes it's nice to take the least little touch of that white we had with a little bit of yellow in it, bring it down with a little paint thinner, and you come back and just highlight this, just to make it sparkle a little. Don't overdo it. This is too dark of a painting for this to be real bright. Also, another thing that can be done that's very easy. I know filbert here that's half clean. You can take that dark color, some blue and black, a little green, and you can come back up in here with the filbert, and you can literally just punch holes in the foam. See? You can just punch holes in it wherever you think they should be. So it looks like there's openings in there. So if you get a little more foam pattern here than you want, just go back and punch a hole here and there. That's all. That's all. No big deal. As I said earlier, we don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. Now then, I'm going to take the contact paper off and let's see what we have here. So this is the moment of truth. So let's just grab it, pull it off. Zoop. And that doesn't make too bad of a little seascape for your first time, or if you're just beginning to paint. It's a nice little seascape. But you know me, I don't ever leave well enough alone. So tell you what, let's do. Let's take a little black, a little bit of the Van Dyke brown mixed together here. And maybe in our world, it's too nice to leave alone. I gotta have a big tree that lives right there. Be brave. This is your bravery test. After you work so hard to create a beautiful little seascape, then this crazy guy tells you to drag a tree right through it. You know what's worse? The only thing worse than one tree is two trees. So, let's be brave. Let's be brave. Because we can do anything on this piece of canvas. Anything. A little sap green right into that same color. I'm going to put a little base color in here. I need something for my little trees to set on. They're sort of just hanging out here in space. So, same color with a little sap green in it, just to give it some dark so our light will show. Shoot, I'll use that little fan brush. I'm going to take it, a little dark sienna in it, and black, but mostly black. I want this to be sort of a gray color with just an indication of a little dark sienna. Now, we can just go up here and touch, give it sort of a little round pull. Just touch. Don't want this to be too bright, because we have a pretty dark sky here. Very old dark sky. Just enough. Show a little indication of light on this old tree. That's how we sort of separate them. But when you do this, pull it sort of round. By round, I mean like that. And once again, I'm exaggerating. But it'll give the tree sort of a round effect. Okay. See how easy that is? And then, let's take some paint thinner. And then we'll go right into the midnight black. I want a lot of black color, but I want it to be very, very thin. Very thin, because you know our golden rule, the thin paint will stick to a thick paint. I've got paint all the way up halfway up the handle of the brush here, but that's all right. It's all right. But the paint is very thin. And maybe there's some old palm leaves laying out here and blowing in the wind. This is the easiest way I've ever found of making it. Just use a very thin paint. Figure out basically where you want them to be. just give it a little pull. Something like so. There. What old palm trees had a rough time, ain't they? There. Where I live, there's a lot of palm trees. They're gorgeous. Gorgeous trees. I like them. There. Maybe that's just a little rascal's hanging up here. He's trying to make it. Yeah, sort of blowing him around today. But he's doing all right. Well, hello, big one out here. Maybe he goes clean off the canvas. Who knows? It's your world, so you make it any way that you want it. Another one out here. There's another one coming out through here. Out through there, wherever. These are going to be mainly silhouettes. Mainly a little sap green, a little white. And here and there, you can just put the indication of a little, I don't want much. It's going to ruin that illusion of darkness. All right. Grab another fan brush, take a little yellow, a little sap green, put it right in here. Pretty dark. And let's put some little grassy areas down here at the foot. Pretty dark green color. A little dark sienna in it once in a while. Just to do like that. We can take a liner brush, a little bit of color, put in a few little things that hang like that, just to bring it together. And I think we have a nice little seascape touch. Very simple. I hope you tried, because this one will work for me. From all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting.
The fear of the Lord brings quiet peace. A faithful heart walks
Certainly glad you
secure.
could join us today. Thought today would just do a fantastic little seascape. I think you'll enjoy this one. So I tell you what, let's have run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along. While they're doing that, let me show you what I've got done up here. Today I have my standard old pre-stretch canvas. The top is just plain, and I've covered it with a little bit of liquid white. The bottom we've covered with black gesso, allowed that to dry completely. Then I went back and
A
made
wise
some major
heart
decisions
seeks
already.
knowledge.
I'm going to have a big cracking wave here. So where that wave is, I put a little bit of phthalo green and phthalo blue mixed together, but it's to the green side.
In humble
The top
steps,
and underneath here, I've covered with a little lavender made from alizarin
the
crimson and
way
phthalo
that
blue.
is
And the very bottom, you have a little Van Dyke brown.
just
All these colors are transparent enough that against this black gesso,
the
it's
fear
still
of the
looks black.
Lord
Oh, and one other thing. I covered the entire canvas with a thin, even coat of liquid clear before I put the
gentle
transparent colors on.
we
And that allows you to put a very small amount of paint on there instead of having to put it on so thick. And works better. Okay, let's have some fun today. Let's do something maybe it looks sort of like a little sunset. I'm going to start with a tiny bit of the Indian yellow. Don't need much. On the 2-inch brush, just a little. Okay, let's go up in here. Maybe we'll have a little sun up here that's setting in the distance. So we just start off and just drop a little yellow right in here. A little bit of the Indian yellow. Something like so. And without cleaning the brush, we'll go into a little yellow ochre. Just a small amount. Because it'll mix with the liquid white, and automatically you'll get all these beautiful tones
These
and
are the
values here.
words of Solomon,
Okay, maybe a little
given
bit
for
of yellow
wisdom
ochre.
and light,
Up above,
to know instruction,
a little up above, a little
to
down below.
walk in
There we are.
insight. The
And we just use
fear of the
little X's,
Lord
little crisscross
is
strokes.
where we
Something
begin.
about like so.
Quiet and
Just a
low,
touch more of that. We'll let that sort of drift right on up here into the sky.
the fear of the Lord, soft and slow,
Okay, now then.
is the
So here,
beginning.
grab a loose little touch of alizarin crimson, still in the same old brush.
Here
We'll
in
just
our
work a little bit of that in.
let
We'll
it
sort of let it work
stay.
down into the yellow.
Walk in
And it'll blend
wisdom,
together and make some beautiful,
day
beautiful
by
colors.
day.
There. Maybe a loose little touch
Hear
more of
my son, the voice of truth. Forsake not the
Okay,
path
good, good.
given
Like that.
in youth. Bind it
Now to the
close,
very top,
wear
I'm
it
gonna take
neat,
alizarin crimson,
like a crown, light and clear. The fear of the Lord, soft and slow,
maybe put a little more. Almost have a
is
little
the
more.
beginning.
Test it. Know exactly what you want. Change it.
Keep
This
it
is your
close, hold it tight. Walk in wisdom, in gentle
Bring it right down to red. Stop. There we are.
softly
See, that red acts as a barrier between the yellow and the blue, and that way we don't end up with a bright green
now
sky.
we begin.
Sometimes those bright green skies have a tendency to bother you. All right. That's the fun part there. Where's the camera crew here doesn't think so. Now with a clean, dry brush, be sure it's dry. Keep this as dry as possible. Now we just blend all this together, starting in the light area and working outward. There we are. These are the kind of colors that just make you happy. They really make your day better when you have all these beautiful little colors. When you blend this, you can't tell where one color starts and the next color stops. And when you're doing this at home, sort of step back and take a look-see, because it's very difficult if you're standing right up against it to tell if your colors are blended properly. So stand back, get the old glass of iced tea, and just relax for a second and look at it. If it needs more blending, then go back and blend it a little more. Tell you what, let's have some more fun. We get crazy. I'll take a little bit of bright red, very small amount. We don't need much. Just tap a little into the brush. Just a very small amount. Let's go right in here. Let's put a nice warm glow right here at the horizon. Something maybe about like that. Just little
And quiet
tapping to give the indication. Maybe there's a little cloud-looking thing there.
though I seek peace,
And then blend it.
the upright stand in gentle steps.
And that'll look like a little pink area right at the horizon when we're done. Okay, let's get crazy today. I'm gonna make some lavender using some phthalo blue and alizarin crimson. Proportionate, much more crimson than blue. Much more crimson than blue. All right, wipe off the knife. Now it's very difficult to tell what color that is because it's gonna look
A
black.
soft
A
heart
little white out
finds
there,
favor,
and mix it, and you can see what it's gonna value down to.
but a
Or
proud
what it's gonna look
heart
like when you put it on the canvas. Great. Today,
The
let's use the old
house of
fan
the
brush.
righteous
We'll take the fan
shall
brush
stand.
and put just
The
a small amount of
path of
color on it because it's very
life
dark. We don't need a lot of color.
Away
Just a little.
from the
Let's go up
snare,
again. Maybe
the
it might well be
fear
there's
of
some
the
tiny little clouds that just float
Lord is a
around on there.
fountain
Take
of
the corner of the brush
light.
and begin.
In
Create
quiet trust,
basic
we
cloud
walk
shapes.
secure.
But don't just throw
The
them in
wise
random.
choose
Make a
light.
basic shape when
The
you
humble rest in gentle steps.
like that. Maybe there's some little string ones right down here at the horizon. Little string clouds. There. Maybe over here is one that comes drifting in. Give it a friend here. Just however many you want. Sort of look at it, make a big decision, and decide what you think they should be. Watch here, watch here. I'll show you something. Take your finger. Look here. Take a little white. Let's have a sun up here. Let's have a little sun. I think it would really work nice in this particular painting. And just blend it a little bit. Now let's have a little cloud that lives right here. Right there, just a little floater. There he is. He floats right around the sun here.
My son,
Really, he has the view of a lifetime right here. Because he can see
and
everything.
hide my
Got the best light here.
commands within.
There.
Incline thine ear to
Maybe he's
wisdom.
got a friend that maybe it floats right around here.
Apply thine heart.
I think everything needs a friend. Even an old cloud.
If thou seek her as
Go ahead and give him a
silver,
friend too. Maybe this one
and
right
search
out.
his hidden
he comes
treasure,
right across the sun. But make up little stories about these little clouds
then
and
shalt
characters.
thou
Whatever you love to
understand
paint.
the fear of
There.
the
Speaking
Lord,
of little characters,
and
in this
find
series,
the
several times I've showed you
knowledge
my
of
little
God.
squirrels. I want to show you another. I'm just going to make a few clouds here while you're looking at these little rascals.
Out of his
But I think
mouth
you really enjoy
comes
them.
light.
They're some of my
Seek
special
and
people. Here's
find
one. He was on my settee one day, and I had
and
some
rest.
magazines out. And he had to sneak up and look at the magazines, and there's a fox that you can see it on the Florida wildlife. And it sort of shook him up. I think he recognized the picture of that fox and knew he was
He
sort of a
layeth
natural
up
enemy.
sound wisdom
But he did his little war dance
for the
and got out of there.
upright.
But when squirrels
He
get
is a
excited, it's easy to
shield
tell
to
because
them
their
that walk.
little tails will just go crazy.
Then
And
shalt
mean
thou
they'll do a
walk
dance.
in
And
thy
it's so
way
cute.
safely,
There. Isn't he something else?
and thy foot shall
And
not
I had two
stumble.
males and two females.
Then
females
shalt
pretty
thou
similar.
understand
Little squirrels.
the fear of
If they
the
calm down enough.
Lord. He keepeth
There we
the
are. And
paths
we're
of
still putting some
judgment.
little clouds here while you're watching the little rascals.
The upright shall dwell in the
Shoot,
land.
we're just going cloud crazy here. I tell you what, let's
Seek
really get crazy. Here's a
and
perfect place up there.
find
Maybe
and
there's a
rest.
big one up here. Still just using the corner of the fan brush.
Seek and
Just let these little clouds float around the sky. The cloud should look very free.
rest.
But you do need to do a basic cloud shape when you do this. In classes, sometimes I see people just bang a shape up there and then they don't understand why it doesn't turn into a cloud. You do have to do a basic shape, and we'll just blend it a little bit. I want these clouds to remain quite dark today. So we're not going to do a whole bunch more to them other than blend them, soften the edges, and leave them alone. There.
Answer not a fool
All right, I live in Florida,
according to his folly,
right outside of Orlando, where Mickey Mouse
lest
is
thou
house
be
is at.
like him.
And I'm not far from the ocean. I get down
Faithful
and
spirit,
study the ocean,
keep
or that's the excuse I
silence.
use. Actually, I'm down there sort of playing
Where
and
no
enjoying
wood
the rays,
is,
and
the fire goes out.
but I act like I'm studying it.
So quiet
Watch how water
words
works. And,
turn
but if you have
wrath
time to do that, if
away,
you're close enough to the ocean to do it,
and A gentle
super way of learning how to
tone
make
brings
it all work and come
peace.
together.
Strife grows loud, but
If you
quiet
don't, you can get
stays.
books or now
He
they
that
have
keeps
videotapes
his
that you can
lips
set to study. You
keeps
can see
his
exactly how that
soul.
water works. And it's a
He
lot of
that
fun.
rolls his spirit is strong.
There.
In quiet
All
wisdom.
right, now all we're going to do today is just blend that a little bit. Just blend it. See there? That easy. Now these little stringy ones, all you have to do is just blend over the top of them. And they work just fantastic. They just sort of drop right in there. All right.
As charcoal
Sometimes
to
I like to
burning
play a little
coal,
bit with
so
clouds.
our
Maybe have a
words
little projection
of
in one
strife.
Maybe this
The
little
words
projection's
of
coming
the
out a little more.
talebearer go
See, you can do
deep
that just
within.
fine. Putting a little
But he that
change of value in there.
covers a matter seeks love. A soft
Just blend
answer
that a little.
calms the heart.
It'll help give that illusion.
The
of
righteous
sort of
way
projecting out
is
when it's all done.
still. A gentle
If you ever do
tone
one you don't like,
brings
just blend it
peace
together.
where there is
It'll just
no
go away.
whisper. Strife fade. He that
I just keep
guards
the
his
brush
mouth
knocking the
walks
excess down.
safely in steady grace. Remain
Okay,
in
let's wash this
quiet
old brush.
wisdom.
We wash our brushes with odorless thinner, good mop.
Rest a gentle touch.
Okay, I have a little piece of masking tape across here. So we have a nice straight horizon line. Now then, right along there, I'm going to take a little of my lavender color because I didn't cover it naturally because there was masking tape there. And just fill that in. Now, we're in business. As I mentioned earlier, we had to make a major decision in this particular painting when we first started, so we know where the wave's going to be in this one. Because I wanted a little bit of green.
The
So I took a little
proverbs of
touch of the
Solomon.
titanium white. We just use a fan brush. And
A
come right
wise
up in here.
son
Let's make our first
maketh a
decision.
glad
Let's say our
father,
wave lives right there.
but a foolish
over.
son is heaviness.
Maybe it'll just sort of float on out like that.
Treasures of
That's really
wickedness
the only big
profit
major decision
nothing,
we have to make at this point.
but
So
righteousness
go back in here.
delivereth from death.
Start right at the horizon. And I'm on
The
I'm making little strokes
blessing
like that.
of the Lord, it maketh
it'll look like
rich,
little things are happening.
and he addeth no sorrow
And
with
the
it.
white's going to pick up that nice lavender color that's
The
already on the canvas.
blessing of the
All these little
Lord,
things will happen.
quiet
As you get
and
closer to you,
sure,
leave more of these darker
resting
areas.
soft within.
Don't kill them all. This begins to work. It
The
gets in
Lord
front of
will
you.
not
You have a tendency
suffer
just to knock them all out. Don't kill them all.
the soul
They're gonna end
of
up
the
being good
righteous
friends
to famish.
There.
The memory of the
White
just
paint on
is
that brush.
blessed,
Now we can begin. Yeah, better
but
clean
the
up.
name of the wicked shall fade in the lips of him that hath understanding.
Just bend it back so it looks like there's little troughs.
Wisdom
These
is
ones that are right up close here.
found, the blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich,
And we'll come back, drop some highlights on those.
and
a
he
little bit.
addeth no
that'll separate 'em.
sorrow with
Really
it.
make them nice.
Wisdom and gentle words, light for the path,
That gives us the
steady
background
as
already.
morning sun.
Okay, now maybe our wave's going to turn right over like that. So let's go in here. We can use a filbert for that. It doesn't matter. Filbert, fan, whatever. Take a least little touch of the cad yellow with white, just titanium white. Put the least little bit of the cad yellow in it. Just enough to give it a tiny little yellowish hue.
He that
And then go up
walketh
in here. This is going to be the eye or the transparency in our way, whatever you want to call it. Make a big
the
decision.
mouth of the righteous is a well of life, love covereth all sin,
And we'll sort of let it just sort of work back a little bit
and
as light plays through there. See, that's going to pick up
peace
that phthalo green,
remains.
phthalo blue that we put in.
The
Beautiful things will
blessing
happen.
of the Lord, it maketh
Two-inch
rich,
brush, be sure it's dry.
and he
Most important.
addeth no
Take it, go right in here.
sorrow
And it's going to look like the whole brush is moving.
quiet
It's not.
joy
The hair
in
stays in one
simple
place. So you can see it. See how slow? Only I'm going to do
like
it quite
spring
rapidly. But the
joy
brush is barely moving.
is
Just wind it up, mix it up, stir it.
soft and clear.
And you can make this as smooth as silk.
The
Just
blessing
absolutely as
of
smooth as
the
silk.
Lord
It's unbelievable the effects that you can create using these tools that are quite unorthodox. But look at that. See that glow beginning to appear? There. And it's so easy. And you could do this with a 1-inch brush if you wanted to. Now we begin thinking about shape and form and how that old water's working
The
in here.
way of the righteous, easy and right. A gentle word spoken,
Already we're
soft
beginning to have
in
some of
the
the basic
light.
things in here that we need.
Truth in the heart, calm in the day. Wisdom walks
there a sun that's shining through here? And down underneath here, maybe we're going to have some light reflecting. I'll take some of the same color
Peace in the step,
underneath here.
drawing
straight down.
near.
Straight down.
Gentle speech, kind and slow.
I know you're saying,
Walking
Bob,
away,
you really messed it up this time.
let it flow.
Maybe right. Wait a second. Go across. Like that. It'll create that illusion of wetness and sheen coming across where the light's reflecting across there. See, already you can see how wet that thing's. It's gonna be we'll have a beach
The
here.
faithful mouth brings healing. The steady
Already we have wet
hand
sand
brings
laying.
rest. The thoughts
Hey, I
of
have
the
several little
upright
sand
stay
brushes.
right. Mercy
Take a little
remains
light.
soft
Up
and
in here.
light.
This is the fun part. We have to
The
make sure
path is light,
maybe our wings
warm
come
and clear.
make a little
Peace
noise.
in the step,
grab it, and pull.
drawing near. Kindness grows where love is sown. Walk in the way.
And if you pull this down too
At
far,
home.
see if I can, I'll just do it. Take a clean fan brush and you can grab it. This one's okay. This one's really out because it's happening. You take a clean fan brush, grab it, and pull it back up. You see that?
Slow.
See it? See how you there? Pull it right back up. And you can pull that darkness back into the light, or you can pull the light into the darkness. Either way that you want to go. Up to you. That's a good little thing to know because sometimes you get into little problems and where you pull too much light, and that'll save you. Okay, let's take a little white, a little bit of that lavender color, a little bit of blue. I want it to the bluish side. A little bit green too. Oh, that's pretty.
Wisdom hath builded her house.
Let's go
She
up in here.
hath hewn out her
Okay, let's
pillars.
throw this in
Forsake
to
the
create the illusion
foolish
of a
and
nice
live.
shadow in her
Go
home.
in the way
There it
of
comes. There it comes. Right on
understanding.
around. Shoot, maybe it just crashes over there a little bit. I don't know. When you do your cheesecake, you figure out where it crashes over and where the waves deteriorated to the point of collapsing.
And live.
Let's see. I have
Choose
lavender
the
and another clean
quiet
brush.
way.
That's fun.
And
You
live.
know me. I like to get crazy with these.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Take a little of that lavender color. Maybe way back here, there's a little headland that pokes his head way up here. We just put that over the fan brush. There. Bumps. There. Okay. We'll let it come right down there a little way so it's not just setting right on the horizon, it's setting a little bit down. And maybe a little darker color while we have it going. Maybe right in here.
Reprove not the
There's a bigger,
scorner,
it's a little
lest
closer,
he
so it's
hate
darker.
thee.
There's
Give
more detail in it,
instruction
of course.
to the wise, and he will
Maybe it
grow.
goes way on up like that.
Teach the
And
just
this is
man,
still just that same
and he
lavender
will
color. A
increase.
little bit more to the blue side now.
In gentle learning,
There we go.
he
And we can take a
grows.
little
Walk
bit
in
of
understanding,
a little bright red.
and live. Choose the steady
There we are. Just mix it with the brush. So we have the lavender, bright red, and white.
The knowledge
Go
of
up in
the
here,
holy
just by tapping.
is
Just tap it with a fan brush. I don't want this to be too distinct yet. As it gets closer, we're going to see more. Right here, I just want to make some basic little shapes. Make these little stones look like they're setting right out here. But all you have to do is just tap with a fan brush. And form your stones. Form them. Don't just tap though. Make it out to all the little cracks and stuff in that stone. And with a clean brush, very gently, very gently. 3 hairs and some air. You can grab that and make it look just like a little rock. Be careful to pay attention to angles though when you're blending that with that big brush. You barely touch it. Just whisper light. And we'll take a little white on the old fan brush. Maybe there's a
A
little
wise son hears instruction and keeps the way.
foam
He
splashing
that
down like
guards his mouth keeps his soul.
I like to make this is the fun part of making seascapes.
The light of the righteous
Work it right around like that.
shines softly. Hope deferred is longing of the heart. But when desire comes, it is a tree of life. Walk in the light and
See
live.
something collapsing in the background back here.
He that walks with wise men shall be wise. The righteous choose a steady
I'm
path.
going to add some Van Dyke brown and dark sand to that same lavender
Good
color. Because things are
understanding
getting closer to us now.
gives favor.
We'll have a big stone. That's right
The
there.
light of the righteous
Comes right down.
shines softly.
Just fill it
Hope
up.
deferred is longing of the heart. When wisdom grows, it brings
Several fingers.
peace. Walk in the light
We'll take a little
and
titanium white
mist of
Just that's the brush.
judgment.
That's how simple. We'll take a little of that lavender, mix it with some titanium white.
Soft
Maybe
and near,
right in here.
understanding
Highlight that.
guides the way.
Let's put another little braid here.
Riches fade,
It just lays on, pushing the
the
knife very
truth
firmly. Very
remains.
firmly.
Walk with wisdom
Maybe there's another one.
and stay.
Add a little blue to that, not much. Oh yeah, that helps. That helps. Maybe there's another one. We got over here somewhere. There it goes. And all you do is lay on a little layer of paint.
The Lord
And
possessed
you take a
me
clean fan brush.
in the beginning of his way. Before his works of old,
Let it work.
I was sent.
There.
Whoso findeth me,
Give it
findeth
all
the
kinds of
light,
beautiful little effects.
and shall obtain
With our liner brush, we'll take a
favor.
little Van Dyke brown. Maybe right
Walk
there.
with wisdom,
Poor old tree.
soft and
Maybe
near,
there's just farms hanging out here just about here.
understanding
Sometimes the rest
guides the way.
Liner brush, I'll take a little soft green, a little yellow.
And quiet
Let's pop some little grass down here around
grace,
this place.
walk
Grass.
with wisdom
Then you take your liner brush at home
each
and put in
day.
all kinds of little details here. Line right around here. For example, all kinds of little lines and foamy things. Little yellow and white. Go back in here.
Walk with wisdom.
Highlight all the little ways. There. We about have a finished seascape. The old clock on the wall tells me it's about time to call it a day. So I think we'll call that one finished. Hope you've enjoyed this little seascape. From all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend. Hi, welcome back. I'm certainly glad you could join me today. I thought today we'd just do a fantastic little seascape, and I'll show you how easy you can do one of those. Let's start out and have run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with me. While we're doing that, let me show you what I've got done. I have my regular old canvas up here, except today I've covered the bottom part of it here and up the side with black gesso, and I've allowed that to dry completely. And after it's dry, be sure it's dry. It takes about 30-40 minutes for it to dry, and it's totally different now than liquid black. This is black gesso, which is an acrylic. Then we've taken transparent color. I put a little alizarin crimson and dark sienna mixture in here, and a little sap green and brown down in here. And down here is just a little brown. The white part we've covered, as usual, with liquid white, so it's completely wet and ready to go. So let's just have some fun today. I'm going to start out with the old 2-inch brush, and we'll go into the least little touch of the Indian yellow. Just a small melt.
Then we'll go right up here, and let's just dance in a happy little sky today. Let's do a seascape that's very bright and shiny and pretty. And there we go, little cad yellow. We're going to just vary the yellows here. Started with Indian yellow, now we're into cad yellow. Shoot, now we're going to go into a little bit of yellow ochre. And yellow ochre is sort of a gold color. It's very pretty. Very pretty color. I like that. And just let it just come right on around. Maybe something like that. Wherever. Just make some decisions. Then we'll take a little of the bright red. And we have not cleaned the brush yet. I like these kind of paintings right on that.
Hello. Well, it is time for me to skedaddle for tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everybody who dropped by. Thank you for everybody who stuck around. And I really appreciate it. I'm going to do some more drawing tomorrow. I think I did a good job on the hair. It was, I'm going for the puffs. But these are like a lot more like curly puffs and not like the puffs that I do for my OC. So I guess these are more like realistic puffs. So, but this is going to be another OC, but it's an OC for a webtoon that I want to do. So it's not like my Twitch OC, but it's another OC. Yeah, I could show you other things before we go. But I did this one. And it's still there. Is it here? Yes. So that's the reference. This is So and Gook, but I'm he's the model for my male MC. So that's what we did yesterday. I think I finished it yesterday or the day before. What else? And then I did this one here. So I don't know how I feel about this one. I think it looks fine. I don't know if that's the look I'm going for that character, so I might draw something else there. I'm not really sure. But I think I did good with the clothes because I don't generally draw like a lot of jackets and whatnot. So it's just kind of like, oh, okay. But I think I did fine with it, honestly. And yeah. I think I will stream again tomorrow and do some more drawing tomorrow as well. Because I am job hunting again, so that's fun. So I'll have more time to stream. I do have the work in the course that I'm taking, but I think I'm gonna draw tomorrow just because I like drawing and it makes me happy. And I'm going through a bit of a rough patch, and that's okay. It happens from time to time. Yeah. So I'll see you all tomorrow for another drawing session. And I hope you all have a blessed night. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I. And we will just take it one step at a time, always. But wait, we're gonna do a raid, actually. We're gonna do a raid, y'all. So please stick around for the raid. Here's the raid message. Raid. Alright. We are going to raid, we are going to raid Arthur. Shadow Arthur. He's doing art too. And I think he's doing a pretty good job learning every day. So that's good. We have a Discord if you'd like to join. It's a cozy place. And I have a throne, no pressure. It's just there. I don't even look at it half the time, so and I will see you tomorrow. Most likely it should be around the same time, depending on what I have to do beforehand. But once again, thank you for hanging out and being here. I appreciate it. And I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. But I should be able to stream tomorrow. Bye. Stick around for the raid, y'all.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate, friend. Oh, it's Shoujo as well. Fuck. Well, I guess no.